Hello guys, welcome again. So let's talk about Bitcoin. As you can see here, Bitcoin is just wasting time. The reason why I'm saying this is because as you can see here, we have very soon this weekend we are gonna see a sell signal here with ADX negative. Actually, the ADX is already negative here. Technically speaking, the entry is there right now in 1-day chart. So what I'm going to do right now, actually today, right now, I'm gonna do it right now. You will see it in my trading journal. I'm gonna open a short position here, looking for a pullback. Let me do that right now. I'm gonna do it this. I'm gonna execute this trade right now because I wanna show you. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Now I am in short position at $121,200. Of course, this is a 1-day chart signal, right? I'm expecting to see a sell signal very soon, maybe in the next 12 hours. We will see here the sell signal. Don't get me wrong, this is just a pullback looking for actually this area to be tested here. I am looking for this area and potential maybe MA55 to be tested around 115K. Honestly, I was expecting to see Bitcoin pumping more right now. Actually, if this is a real breakout, I was looking for actually Bitcoin to keep pumping, but it's not happening. So I started thinking, Bitcoin right now is forming a bull trap, not in 1-day chart. Actually, is forming a bull trap in higher time frames. Let me show you the reason. First of all, here we're gonna have a sell signal very soon, and as you can see here, the volume is very healthy in 1-day chart. But if we see 2-day chart, what is happening here? Bitcoin is forming a better variance here in 2-day chart, at least in curve, as you can see here. So let me show you here the better variance here, and it's forming this signal where the MA55 is around 115K, 116. So the only thing I know here is as long as Bitcoin is above 117, 118K, everything should be fine. Yeah, as I said before here. But now if we go to 3-day chart, even is getting worse because now we have 1, 2, 3 better variance here forming here for Bitcoin, and this time frame usually is a trigger for weekly chart. If you see this time frame, if Bitcoin in 3-day chart is actually the volume is turning to the downside, actually is not very good, right? So that's why I am in short right now, looking for this pullback in 1-day chart, looking for 115K. If I am lucky enough, potentially, if Bitcoin breaks this level, it could be a very good short position, looking for $108,000. And of course, Bitcoin will just keep pumping. Keep playing this ping pong game for maybe one more, maybe this month and next month. But don't get me wrong, I'm still bullish, looking for Bitcoin to hold 117, 118K. As long as Bitcoin is above there, I'm still bullish. Now, let me be specific in 1-day chart, okay? Now, weekly chart is different. If we check 5-day chart, for example, here, 5-day chart is actually very good for CME. Like, remember, professional traders, institutions, they trade from Monday to Friday. So the intention of 5-day chart is actually removing the weekends. So if we pay attention here, Bitcoin, this move in curve is a joke. We have a massive better variance here in 5-day chart, and as you can see here, this is very concerning, right? Also, we have here the red dot. This is telling me that this move we saw here is actually a potentially a bull trap. Now, as I said before, as long as Bitcoin is about 118K, 117K, I should be bullish, right? But my job as a trader, I have to see both scenarios, right? Any close below here, 117K, plus we have now a better variance here in 5-day chart as well. We could trigger Bitcoin to test around maybe 110 again, $108,000, and potentially this time even lower prices. Now let's talk about weekly chart. Weekly chart is not looking healthy. Actually, I was checking the volume yesterday, and Bitcoin is still making new lows, as you can see here in volume. So same as 2021. Remember what I said to you here long time ago, right? This move in 2021, It was very bullish, right? Very, very nice. From here to here, it was almost 120, 40%. But I said to you in that time, 2021, careful here, my friend, because this area is a bull trap. This is a bull trap. Now, looks like this area, actually this move, potentially it could be a bull trap. All of this area could be a bull trap. So that's why I am bullish. Yes, because the price is still good. The trend is my friend until the end, but we have some concerns here, at least in weekly chart. Don't get me wrong, Bitcoin, even with this bull trap, I think the maximum pain right now is $97,000. It should be a buy opportunity, potentially yes, because Bitcoin, even with the various aberrations in weekly chart, is actually very bullish. It's making new highs instead of crashing. 2021, Bitcoin, when we fired this signal, actually crashed, but in this case we have sideways, so it's positive actually. Now, let's talk about the monthly. The monthly in November, let me show you this. This is very, very interesting here. We have here in the monthly, we have the volume. Let me show you. Let me change the exchange because we don't have enough data here. As you can see here, Bitcoin in the monthly with this close is actually, I mean, the volume is a joke, right? There is no volume to actually support this move. That's why I said to you, potentially we are facing the last move, bullish move of the year for Bitcoin. I am still looking for new highs, potentially yes, as long as Bitcoin is about 118k. 118k, the next level is $108,000. But right now, Bitcoin must defend this level. 118k is the level if we want to see new all-time highs. If Bitcoin does something like this, of course on October, I'm looking for 130k, 140k. But any close below 118k, we can say, well, this is actually a bull trap, and of course the next target is going to be $108,000, and of course the odds to see more a major crash, it will be very high. Right now the price is not very healthy. Let me tell you something, this is not healthy. If you want to see a real breakout, you wanted to see something like this, Bitcoin in sideways, maybe just a couple days, and after that you want to see this move to the upside, very, very strong, right? But this time Bitcoin actually is getting rejected. Looks like Bitcoin is forming resistance here around this area. Is actually actual resistance. So that's why be careful here. If you are bullish right now here, yeah, I am bullish as long as Bitcoin is above this area. But looks like this weekend, potentially next week, we will test this area and we will know. Bitcoin is going to tell us if this is actually a bull trap or not. Honestly, from my side, I think actually it's a bull trap. I'm starting thinking, when I see Bitcoin just wasting time like this, yeah, there is a very strong possibility Bitcoin actually is just wasting time. And when I see Bitcoin is wasting time or any asset, usually that is a sign for a bull trap. Now let's talk about the USD dominance, because actually USD dominance is doing something very interesting here. Remember what I said a few days ago? I said, looks like this thing is getting ready for a breakdown, right? Well, I was wrong. Honestly. I was expecting a breakdown because there is no volume here, but even with that, actually the Bitcoin dominance is holding this area, 4%, 4.20 is the strongest support we have right now. Let me show you the monthly here. This thing is looking, I said that before, is looking like consolidation. This is not distribution. This is like this. This is like this. The direction is like this. I don't have another direction. So the question is when. Now volatility is contracting here. So the monthly is getting ready for an explosion, and it's going to be to the upside. So that's why I am bullish in Bitcoin. Yes, I am very bullish. As long as the levels are respected, I am bullish. But of course, I am open for the possibility Bitcoin, actually the move we saw around $126,000, even a little bit more if we could see maybe this month, maybe an all-time high, it could be the last one. I mean, something I want to tell you here is there is a very high probability we are facing the last bullish move, or we already saw the last bullish move for Bitcoin this year. I cannot complain because actually Bitcoin since 2022 has been so generous, right? We are making good profits. We are actually very bullish, making some profits here, and actually I'm very happy about it, right? But now I think 2026 is gonna be the year for correction, not just only Bitcoin, all the market, I think. Now, if I show you here the monthly here, we don't have a buy signal here, but as long as USD dominance is holding this area, 4%, October, we will see a buy signal. In the moment I see a buy signal here, I'm gonna be bearish for Bitcoin. I'm gonna be bearish, and I'm gonna start looking for actually even more shorts for Bitcoin, and I will be more than happy to keep holding my shorts. Let me tell you something. I was in short 2 times in weekly chart. I was in short at $108,000, around $108,000 here, and I got wrecked. Yeah, I had to be honest. I lost this trade. I was here. I was in short a Bitcoin pump, and I lost this trade. Okay, perfect. Now I open another short position in weekly basis around 120k. In this case, I managed my position properly, and what I did is, well, Bitcoin pump here. I was in profit, but when Bitcoin actually pumped last week, I just I didn't lose anything because, well, risk management is the most important thing right now. And now, of course, if you're in the investing channel, I will tell you potentially next week I'm thinking to open another short position, but I need to see the evidence first. After I see the evidence, of course, I will notify you guys if you are there. I will tell you, I will share my positions again, looking for this potential swing short. I am looking for since actually this year, since July, I'm actually trying to short Bitcoin in the long term because I believe, like, well, not I believe, like, based on the data, there is no support for Bitcoin actually right now. Not like before. The volume is actually not our friend anymore. So that's why I am not super bearish, but just I am defensive, opening. I am always open for both sides of the market. Like, I am bullish, yes, in the short term, but in the long term, I know Bitcoin fired a sell signal, and we have multiple better divergences. Now, let's continue with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, as you can see here, yesterday I told you this is bullish. We have a buy signal here, looking for continuation. I am looking for the rest of the year around USD dominance will hit potentially 63%. So it's gonna be Bitcoin season. We don't have alt season. I'm sorry for saying that, but we don't have alt season. We already have our alt season. If you are thinking alt season here, is because what you were doing in 2022, 2023. Solana hit 1000%. This is not an alt season for you. What is this? Seriously. Maybe you're blind. Sorry for saying that. But yeah, for example, Tron since 2022, 2023, here, right? 700%. This is the alt season, right? And now you're, I don't know, like, I feel sorry for all the people who are on X. They are so dumb, many of them. But well, we need them. We need that people because we need to sell to someone, right? They need to buy someone. They need to buy in the top. That's my point. I'm sorry for saying that, but this is a business. No, it's nothing personal. Nothing personal. Just this is a business, right? So that's why we need that kind of people to sell, and they will get trapped in the top. The only altcoin, I said before, the only altcoin bullish for me is BNB. BNB is the only one, and actually is coming for this pullback. And as you can see here, the next buy opportunity in 4-hour chart is coming around 1,200, looking for a potential this pullback. And well, we will see a pullback also in 1-day chart. But it's the only one. Now let me continue with more. Let's talk about Ethereum, for example. Ethereum right now in 1-day chart, same is looks like this area is actually resistance, as you can see here, and now it's around almost $5,000, 4,700, and now is about to fire a sell signal. Technically, it's getting rejected. Yeah, so there is a very high chance to see Ethereum testing around 4,000 again. There is a very high probability to see that. So that's why I will be careful here, looking for another pump. Of course, technically speaking, it's possible because the volume is still there. But as you can see here in Ethereum, and not just on Ethereum, many altcoins, Solana, Cardano, XRP, many of them, they are showing you sell signals in weekly chart. Typically, this is telling you the next 3 months is not gonna be, or it's gonna be flat, I mean sideways or crash. For example, here XRP, we have the same signal here. Actually, XRP is getting ready for a pullback to 2.30. And Cardano, the same thing here. As you can see, ADX negative, sell signal here, confirmation. Link, we have ADX negative. As you can see, all the market is telling you this thing is getting ready for a pullback in weekly chart in the next 3 months. I think the only reason why they are not doing that is because Bitcoin is holding. Now, technically speaking, if we see 118k broken, we can expect that is a pullback all the way down to, now the price is around 19k, $98,000. Before it was 94, now it's 98k. Why? Because we are following the MA55 is here, this MA55 here. My concern right now here is with this signal, right, MA55 here, and the sell signal here in weekly chart forming, volatility is super low. So typically when you see volatility is super low, the move is very aggressive. It's very, very aggressive. Yeah. So for example, here volatility was very low here, and after that we saw a 23% drop. In this case, to the upside. We saw from blue to red, we have 44%. Yeah. Now, I was watching. I mean, I don't watch other technical analysis from other traders because I don't want to my own perspective or my own technical analysis to be affected by other traders. But some people, they were actually YouTubers. They were comparing what happened in 2017 with the current market price right now. As you can see here, the MA55 has been our friend since 2022. As you can, let me show you here in 2023 at $25,000. The second one was at $50,000. And after that, $74,000, and so on. Right? Is actually our friend. If we go to 2017, people are comparing that, but as you can see here, Bitcoin never test, at least with my system of trading, we didn't see even a test, only just one test to the MA55 in 2016, and after that, like around 3 years without testing the MA55. And there is a reason, at least in my opinion, is because from here we couldn't short the market. We couldn't short the market. You couldn't open. January 8th, I remember that date. January 8th, CME released Bitcoin CME, right? So in that moment, finally, we could short the market. And from there, Bitcoin crashed. So what I'm trying to say here is that the reason why this market is different, I think this market is one of the strongest and the strongest bull alt season we saw in the history of Bitcoin, is because we couldn't short Bitcoin or altcoins. The only way to short, actually it was not like a short, just selling, right? But since this moment, now we can short Bitcoin. And since then, as you can see, let me show you something very interesting. The volume, every cycle is a joke. Every cycle is making higher lows. Let me show you. This is a higher low, this is a high and higher low, and now look at this. This is actually a joke, right? The volume is very, 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 very low over the time. So what is this telling me? It's very simple. In the long-term, institutions, big players with a lot of money who bought in this area, yeah, they are dumping Bitcoin eventually. Yeah, like little by little, they are dumping. And eventually, of course, the volume is not gonna be enough to sustain the price. And well, in the future, I don't know when, 2027, 2028, 2030, I have no idea. The only thing I know is we could see the first bear market for Bitcoin in the, I mean, maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, potentially, yes, the first bear market. Yeah, I had to fix that as well, because again, I see many YouTubers calling for bear markets. No, Bitcoin doesn't know what is a bear market. Yeah, they are just weekly corrections. This is just a weekly correction, opportunities to buy Bitcoin. And let me tell you something, there is no evidence we will have this super strong bear market, not yet. So the next pullback Yeah, follow the trend. The trend is your friend until the end. So when I see this major crash, right, again, potentially next year to $65,000-$70,000, I will just buy Bitcoin. I am bullish in the long term because the trend is my friend until the end. Yeah. So the trend is like this, right? So the next crash, I will just buy Bitcoin, and not just only Bitcoin. Maybe I'm gonna buy Solana and other things. But as investor right now is, I'm sorry for saying this, but it's very stupid to buy right now Bitcoin, right? It's very stupid, especially without any correction. Any correction. Historically speaking, every time when Bitcoin is moving like this, we can expect a 70% crash. 85% here, 85% here, and here we have 72%. And from here, we can expect maybe 70% maybe. Is right now is around 70% is $40,000 right now. So 75% is gonna be around 30K. Yeah. So, but we have to see the top first, and there is a strong evidence right now. We are very close to the top, very close. So let's see. That's why I am looking for shorts, because of course, as a trader, I'm a swing trader, right? Of course I want to be bullish. I want to open long positions in the long term for Bitcoin, but now it doesn't make sense. I mean, at least for me, in my opinion, right? Now let's continue with some questions. I got some questions yesterday for some traders, and they were asking me about how to be a good trader. I'm gonna talk about psychology of trading a little bit. I know it's boring for you guys, but let me tell you something. Someone asked me, "Hey, how actually I can make profits, right, consistently?" It's not about the system of trading you're using, my friend. It's not. It's more about yourself. You need to know yourself, and you need to control yourself and your emotions. Yeah, and you can learn my system of trading in 1 month or two. Seriously, you can do that. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you learn my system of trading or any trading system if you don't have discipline and you don't follow the rules, right? Now, one more thing I want to show you is there is a myth, especially in YouTube. Like I was watching some videos about some traders. Say, oh wow, the win rate is 98%, 90%. With this trading strategy, you will make a lot of money. The question is, if that's true, why they are making videos? Why they are posting videos and asking you to buy XYZ something? If that is true, I will just keep that system very private. I will just make money because I actually built a printing machine, right? A printing money machine, right? So that's why when I see that kind of things, it's just a clickbait. The reality is, you see many systems, they have 80% win rate, yeah, 80% win rate or 90% win rate, yeah. Most of them, they are fake, yeah. The best systems in the world, they have 60%, maximum 70%, yeah. And this metric is not enough. The most important metric you have to see in a trading system is the profit factor. Yeah, profit factor is the most important metric. This guy is gonna tell you if the system is actually good or not. Okay, it doesn't matter the win rate. The profit factor is very important. Okay, so you could have a system who is maybe making 80% wins, but every win is just making maybe just $10, 10 USD in average. But every time when it's losing, $25. You see, most of the time is right, but when it's making is losing a lot of money. That's the problem. The profit factor of this kind of systems, right, is below 1, maybe 0.50. Yeah, 0.50. Yeah, and it's terrible. For example, I built a system because I build software, right, as well. So I've been working with algorithmic systems for actually quite a while right now, like around maybe 5 years. So I built my own system where the win rate is only 35%. Only 35%. It's very low, right? The win rate. But the profit factor equals 2.50. How is that possible? How is that possible? It's very simple. Because instead of thinking how much money I can make, my risk management is the most important thing here. Okay? And I am using this system only for myself. Only for me. Why I have to share it with someone else? I don't need it. Yeah? I don't need it. Why? Because with this trading algorithm, I am making a little bit, just a little bit, few cents you want, but consistently I am making some profits. You see? That is the difference. Now, I'm thinking to actually explain to you these kind of systems in detail in the future, but maybe there is another topic. I don't want to make even more technical this channel, because the feedback I'm getting most of the time in this channel is like, oh, your system is too complicated, it's very technical. Correct, it is, because I am not following news. I am following numbers, statistics, probabilities, right? So that's why I designed this system based on data, not based on news or whatever is happening. I don't care. So that's something I want to tell you. If you see a system, the win rate is very high, it doesn't matter. The most important metric you have to see is the profit factor. Okay? If the profit factor is not good, no thank you. If this is below 1, no thank you. A very good strategy, very good system of trading. About 1.5 makes sense. 2, oh my god, that you have a system. The profit factor of my system in 4-hour chart is 1.8. In 1-day chart is 2.1. Okay, and I know that because I back tested this system for almost now 6-7 years. I know that I have all the data. That's why what I'm showing you here is my seasonal trading. And that's the reason why the reason I'm doing this is because I love trading, but it's more like a hobby for me. I'm trying to take this channel to the next level, but it's very hard to do that when your content is very technical, right? Because most of the people, they are looking for, tell me when to buy and when to sell. They do want to learn. It's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, now let's continue. Let's continue with the stock market. I'm going to continue with the stock market. The stock market is doing something very interesting today. I don't think so because I did it yesterday. But something I want to show you here is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is making a new all-time high here, as you can see here. Let me show you here the weekly chart. Is trending to the upside. Is bullish? Yes. But honestly, I am expecting a pullback. I'm expecting a pullback in higher time frames. Why? Because we have a better divergence as well. We have 1, 2, 3 better divergences here. It's just about time. I am looking for, as investor, the next pullback. You see? The next pullback. Now, since 2000, around 13, NVIDIA, you see this test and this test, you see the gap, how many days from this test and this test. It was 1,000 days, 1,300 days. So around 3-4 years. Yeah. So the last test was in 2022. Now 2020 looks like 2026. Potentially we could see the test to the ME55 around 3-4 years. It's like the Olympics. So that's why, at least in my opinion, I am looking for a pullback as investor. Here, no thank you. As investor, no thank you. The next pullback I see for NVIDIA, that is gonna be the next opportunity to buy here. Yeah. Now, of course, right now in short term is doing very well. Oh my God, to the moon if you want. But I am looking for investing, not trading in the stock market. Now let's continue with BABA, for example. BABA here is getting ready for this pullback as expected. ADX negative here, looking for 150. Yes. And let me show you here the weekly chart. Weekly chart hit my target, as you can see here. I was looking for this area around almost 200. The volume profile is here. This is the resistance. testing resistance. Of course, here the first area to sell is the first area was this one, this area to sell. I sold this area, and this area I didn't trade. This area actually to start taking profits, looking for a pullback. Now we talk about Amazon. AMD. AMD is doing something impressive. Wow, the monthly buy signal, it was very strong, stronger than I was expecting. Yep, I bought AMD at 87, 89, and I closed my position at 162, and now this thing is getting ready for a new all-time high. Impressive. Actually, I will buy AMD in the next pullback, maybe next year. Yeah, because in the stock market I'm trading only weekly chart. Let's talk about Oracle. Well, I don't have any opinion about this one. I'm tracking right now Colgate. Colgate is one of my favorites. Of course, I love this chart. As you can see here, every time when you see this kind of charts dropping 30%, 40%, they are my favorites, because we want to buy cheap, right? As you can see here, this area volume profile is the strongest area. As investor, this is the chart I want. You see, UPS, same thing, is gonna hit actually 73, 74, the area to buy here. Yeah. And for example, if we go to Adobe this is consolidation, my friend. Volatility is very low. But as you can see, we have these bullish divergence here in weekly chart, and also this is gonna be the trigger for the monthly. The monthly is gonna be a buy very soon, and that is something I really like about the stock market, because it's moving so slow. Like, you have plenty of time to enter. I really like it. I think I was trading too much Bitcoin. That's why I got used to see the volatility of Bitcoin and altcoins. That's why for me, I had to always think very fast, right? That's why I think, I don't want to start bragging about this, but because I think maybe I traded so much Bitcoin for many years, like when I see the stock market, it's quite predictable, you know? That's why I started trading the stock market, because it's very, very simple, at least for me. Because I need to handle the volatility of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin can crash or pump 20%, 10% in just a few hours, right? So when you compare that volatility with the stock market, well, the stock market is a joke. You can make 100% in 2 years in the stock market, but in Bitcoin you can do it in 1 month, right? So that's why I think I can see the benefits right now of trading Bitcoin very often. Okay, now let's continue with sure, let's talk about quant. Let me see. Quantity, USDT. Okay, we have this one here, $100. Okay, please specify the time frame. Let's talk about the weekly chart. Weekly chart is contracting here. Oh, wow. This is very interesting here. I am bullish here. As long as quant is holding 94. If that happen, you will see a buy signal here. In weekly chart. So it's gonna be like this, looking for potentially 150, 170, potentially yes. This thing is in sideways here, but finally we have a potential buy signal here, there. Let me see the monthly. The monthly is not looking great, so be careful here. If you are bullish, maybe this is gonna be the last pump of the year, potentially. It could be the last pump, maybe just October, November, December, and from there you see this thing pumping. Well, it's gonna be a sell opportunity actually. Okay, let me continue with more. I think that's all, guys. One more thing. Let's talk about the currencies, because now currencies are very, very interesting right now here. I'm very sad to say that the yen is gonna crash, and I said to you a long time ago it will crash, and looks like I will be right. Why? I hate when I am right in these kind of things, because I am living in Japan. Oh my god, this is bullish. We have a bullish buy signal here in the monthly, potential new all-time high. I am looking for new all-time high, and my target is 240, 200. So Japan will become the Venezuela of Asia, I think, in the next 10 years. Yep, that is my concern. Yeah, Japan is a wonderful country, but my question is for how long? How long? You have no idea. Every time when I walk in the streets in Japan, I see so many old people here. A lot of old people. Seriously, the average age of this country is 48. Imagine, like, you are living in a country. I am living in a country where there are more dogs than babies. Imagine. Beautiful country, but for some reason, like I don't know, people they don't want to have families here. I have no idea. I know a very good idea, but this channel is not about politics. But yeah, this is like this. This is like this. I am very bullish. I'm very sad. I will say this, but I am bullish here. Let's talk about, for example, the Australian against euro. We have bullish divergence here, looking for 61 cents. Yes. Well, this one, I'm sorry, but the Indian currency is a joke. Sorry, it's like Shiba Inu. Nothing personal. Look at this. New all-time highs all the time. Oh my god, this is worse. Argentina. Terrible. Terrible. Yep. On the Mexican peso. The Mexican peso, the super peso, right, is doing very well. It's holding here 18. And you're bullish here. You want to see 18 holding. Any break below 18, you will see 16 and potential breakdown to 13. Wow. This is actually, well, let's see, because now the Mexican peso must hold, well, the dollar against Mexican peso must hold 18. As long as it's holding there, I could be bullish. Let me see weekly chart. This is very interesting. There is no volume. Let me see higher time frames. 3-month chart. Okay. This is actually very interesting. There is no volume to support this. Yep. If we see $18 broken, 18 pesos, I think, you will see 15, 14. Wow, it's gonna be crazy, I think. Let me see 6 months. I'm very curious about this. I don't have a strong opinion of this in this chart. Okay, now let's continue with more. I wanna see gold actually. Let me see gold. Gold, 4,000 is my target. 4,000. Let's see if we actually hit 4,000. Let's see. 4,000. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. It hit my target. Pullback. But the volume is beautiful. This thing is going to keep pumping. Maybe this year and next year. Looking for 4,000. Oh, my God. Volume is super healthy. Yeah, I can say to you right now, volume is amazing. So $4,500, $5,000, it should be the target around here. Let me show you here in the long term. My new target for this thing is around 4,500. First target, and second target is 5,000. Maybe from 5,000 is gonna be actually the correction, this area, but the volume is beautiful, beautiful. Okay, guys, I think that's all for today. Let me show you a recap for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is looking like it's about to have a major drop. Looking for 115K, 117K. As long as this area is holding, I am bullish. Any close, especially weekly chart, below 117, game over, 108, and potentially $100,000 as next level, okay? So remember, step by step. I am bullish. Yes, as long as Bitcoin is above this green box. Okay. That's all, guys, for today. Thank you for watching and see you next week. Have a good weekend.